out of the box, or out of the ball, whatever we're going to call it, we have Hunger Games Catching Fire. So apparently, people are considering it the best one of the series. Is that true? She's totally catching fire. Chase Liaki here with the Blue Futon reviewing The Hunger Games Catching Fire. What's this about? Pretty simple premise. This is right after the first one, and they realized, you know what? Since Katniss Everdeen did the thing, we are now having a start of a revolution. And now we're at the 75th anniversary, and now all past winners can be entered in the Hunger Games again. And now a lot of them are like, hell to the nah, F this, I won, I should be free. But now, slowly, who's teamed up with who, with what district, who's teamed up with who, and what, when, why, and how, and who will survive this shenanigans. And did I like this one? Absolutely. I think the director did a fine job with knowing where he needs to go with this book. People say this is the best book in the series, as well as the best movie. I have to agree, it's a very solid movie with good kills, good shenanigans, good story, and good tension overall with all these new characters coming into play. Again, like I said with the first Hunger Games review, I do think Jennifer Lawrence's character still doesn't really understand the Hunger Games on some level of her just like, the innocent shouldn't die. Well, innocents have been dying this whole time, and she honestly feels like she could just save everyone, and it just never connects with her. It feels like even in the third one and the fourth one, she tries to save people, but then she needs to realize it's war. Shit happens, and for her, it feels like it's such a mental blockade for her, even though she says stuff like that, but it's still an overall blockade. But let's talk about this movie as a whole. I think the tension is there, like I said, the overall acting and new characters they bring. Do you know how I said in the first one where I just thought, we need to get to know more of the characters in the different districts? This does that. This brings Finn from District 4. This brings in the girl from District 6. This brings in other characters. District 3, Jeffrey Wright's character. We are bringing more people in where it's like, okay, this is what this district does. This is what this district does. What can this district bring to this? And I think that is fun and unique. What is interesting, though, is this talks about in the whole 75 years how the people who won in the past have to play again. Well, of course, you have like District 10, 11, 9, and 8. And it makes me wonder, what if none of these districts actually won? But, if I feel like that would have been a little bit better than just add those people, because let's be honest, has anyone won from District 11? Maybe not. Maybe 10 and 9. Maybe it's a very fluke that only 3 people have won in District 12. And what do we know? Maybe a female hasn't won in District 10 or 11. We don't know that. And that's the thing, is maybe that would have been interesting to say, you know what? Some districts don't have winners per the sexist category, so we have to go that route. Even though that's like a small nitpick, I think it works. I do think some of the character arcs and what we're trying to do, especially with Philip Seymour Hoffman's character, some stuff I know after, I've seen this before, so rewatching it a second time and watching the third and fourth one, I think some of the stuff he does in the second one, I don't know if it should work as well as it should. What I mean by that is the clock scene, where the clock thing spins and spins and spins. You would think that if he was on the good guys team, he wouldn't let it go on for so long. He saw what was happening. Would he have let it gone on for so long and have Katniss almost die? Like, literally, he doesn't know which one is what and, what scenario they're in. So, I think that is interesting. And some stuff that Jennifer Lawrence does in this movie is a little bit silly. Like, oh, there's a creepy-ass fog coming my way. Let me try to touch it. Like, nah, man. You are in a arena where shit is trying to kill you. And this comes the same route of the fourth one. Something happened in the fourth one I was a little confused about. But here's this one. Maybe it's a nitpick. Where do the monkeys come from? Where does this fog come from? Like, if these monkeys are somewhat computer generated on some level, how does it correlate to, like, okay, we want monkeys here? It's kind of like the first one with that big, weird jaguar creature. It's like, where's it coming from and how can it attack? Same with the fog, whatever. It's little nitpick stuff, but I think expanding on this universe, adding more characters, flesh out this universe makes it a lot better. I feel sorry for Liam Hemsworth. It feels like he gets the short end of the stick in all 4 of these movies. He's rarely in it. But I think they try to diversify who gets what screen time, and I do think it works. Like I said, the standouts for me is still Elizabeth Banks. It's still Woody Harrelson. It's still Jennifer Lawrence is a good job. Like I said, for me, her acting and overall character diminishes throughout the series. Maybe it's just a weird nitpick of mine, but I do think Catching Fire is a fantastic job of improving on the franchise with more characters, more fleshing out, and I want to call it more fun, but you felt the stakes of like people being pissed off, and you could see the people at the character go or at the Capitol be like, "Aw, shit, did we screw up? Did we screw up doing this? Like, was this the best idea?" Especially with Stanley Tucci's character. And there was one thing where going throughout the series, the whole baby scene, it's like that almost like it should have been more prominent going forward, but it wasn't. But it is what it is. Overall, Hunger Games: The Catching Fire is fantastic. It improves on the first one in almost every category. If I had to give one smaller negative, I would say is this one felt more CG than the first one. But I mean, if you're upping the ante, you can't always, have live action, real-esque stuff going on. So Hunger Games: Catching Fire will receive a 4.5 out of 5 with Futons, which equals at 90%. Let's see the critics' new scores gave this one. So critics a 90%, so that's an improvement. Audience score 89% as well, so everyone thinks it's an improvement. So 296, 250,000. Critic consensus. Smart, smoothly directed, and enriched with a deeper exploration of the franchise through provoking themes. Catching Fire proves a thrilling, compelling second installment of the Hunger Games series. Absolutely. 90, 90, 89. Chase Hockey with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Oh no, thanks Futontopia. You Blue Futons have a great day, and I don't care about to say tomorrow, a week from now, a month, or a year from now. I love every single freaking one of you. Do I just need to tell you what's next? Come on. I trust in your smartness.